Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be looking at some anti-white TikToks. This is not my typical content. If you enjoy this, it won't be on my channel very often, so if you're enjoying this video, I would not subscribe. Maybe you should though, in case you like crappy gameplay videos or whatever else I'm going to be uploading soon. You never know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I just Paloopa does stuff and not Paloopa 42 plays anymore, so we'll see. For now, let's go and get into this.
You have a token white, and you're hanging out with your friend group of color.
Why do you have two separate friend groups? For me, I don't even have friend groups. I'm just like, hey, if this person's my friend, they're my friend. I don't care what group they're in or whatever. Nah, that it's just friends are friends, dude. I don't need friend group. But why do you have specific friend groups for things? It's
You need to ask permission from everybody in the group.
no, you don't. No, you don't. If you are so easily offended that you can't even be around a white person, that says more about you than it does the white person. I'm sorry. Except actually, I'm not.
You bring your white friend. Like, don't just bring them. I might not be in the mood to deal with white shenanigans that day.
Well, pardon me. What if I'm just casually talking on a TikTok video, which I wouldn't because I don't use TikTok. But what if I'm on TikTok one day because I've been smoking something, and I'm just on there and I'm like, man, you really gotta, if you're in your white friend group and you want to invite, let's say, an Asian friend, man, you have to tell everybody in that white friend group that Asian friend is coming. Look, the long and short of it is, I may not be in the mood for Asian shenanigans that day. How wrong does that sound? Very, because it is. It's bloody wrong. It's bloody wrong when it's said against white people as well. It's just a wrong thing to say.
That's all I'm saying. And another thing, it feeds into their ego. Like, don't let them think they're a good white person.
Help us his ass.
Oh my gosh. Bruh. Dog. It feeds into their ego. It feeds into their ego. Like, she's a real piece of work. I bet parties with her are great. Alright, now let's get to this next one.
How can they support black and indigenous people of color? And sometimes I really don't know what to say, but here's one easy way. Just don't have babies.
Excuse my pardon. Don't bring the most beautiful thing into the world. That's how you support somebody? I'm sorry, that is not supporting somebody, that is tearing down somebody else to artificially boost somebody else. That is not support. That is pure hatred of a certain group of people.
Can single-handedly cause the white genocide that they are so afraid.
No, you can't. But let me hear your argument.
With 2.25 billion Asian women and half a billion white men, babe, it will only take 2 generations.
That's assuming that, one, every Asian woman follows your stupid, dumb ideology, and also that white men, you're counting one Asian woman as to kill a white man. That's not gonna happen, and here's why. How many Asian women work the hardest jobs on planet Earth? How many Asian women hunt? I'm not gonna say it's none to either of those, because there are some. There are exceptions. And that's not a bad thing. How many Asian women can operate a firearm? With precision. Not a lot of white dudes can do that. Trust me, I'm one of them. Hey, if I throw enough shots up to hit the rabbit, that's all that counts. But, how many Asian women can do that? Because I don't think it's as many as she thinks. See, she can't do basic brain function to say, like, how this would actually play out. I'm sorry, it's taken you 10 generations to even get or not 10, we'll say 6 generations to get even slightly close. And that's just slightly close. I'm saying there's still going to be like 5 million by the time it's been 6 generations. And that's also assuming that white men are not producing, which they most likely will be. So, no, you can't. You don't know basic brain function.
In 2 generations, there will no longer be any.
Also, don't talk down to me. Oh, blonde-haired, blue-eyed brats. As I've just said, that is complete BS. Also, like I said, that's assuming that every Asian woman wants to do this. I don't think that's the truth. But I digress. I've already made this point very clear.
Blonde-haired.
These are some things I noticed about white American culture. Being grounded is a punishment to them.
Is it now? What do you mean by that? Like, grounded? Do you mean, like, grounded in reality? That's not what it means. It's just a way of saying you have to sit and do nothing, which is just extremely boring. Therefore, you don't want to have to sit in extreme boredom and with your thoughts, because you're thinking about how wrong your actions were, so you apologize later. And that's how being grounded works. That it's not. Some people, man.
That's what they call punishment. The least grounded, least balanced, most destructive race
Most destructive race.
considers being grounded a punishment?
Yeah. No. And let me just completely destroy you. If we are the most destructive and all that, that sounds more like violence. Let me look at the statistics on crimes, violent crimes. In 2022, African Americans made up about 1.4% of all violent crimes. White people made up about 1.1% of all violent crimes. And that's from the statistics. These may be off. And others have so far done the most. Golly bum. Y'all like, Asian, Hispanic, African Americans. Man, y'all gotta chill. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Please. Please don't take any offense to that. I'm kidding. I have to make that very clear that was a joke. I really do gotta be careful. I don't have enough subscribers to just tank that. So in 2022, you know what's kind of surprising? Asians did the least amount of crimes. Oh, I was looking at 2021 statistics for that last one that I read you. So, white people, it gives me specific statistics now because it feels like being nice to me now. White people did 1.23% of violent crimes. However, African Americans did 1.39%. Hispanics did 1.22%. Asians did 0.82%. I wonder why that is. Is it because most of them are two-parent married households? Extremely strict. I wonder if that's why it may be. You know, different culture. That's kind of wild. It's almost like different cultures will have different effects. Anyway. Sorry, that's a side tangent. And others did 2.54%. So, yeah. Oh, and in 2022, the prevalence of violent crime increased for all races. So, that was probably just coming out of the pandemic and everything like that. Everyone being all crazy, everyone be tweaking. So, yeah, that's what you said is not true at all. We are not the most violent race, least grounded race.
They also say really violent phrases. They say things like, Kill two birds with one stone.
Bruh, it's a saying. I'm pretty sure black people have used that saying several times. I'm. Oh, sorry. If you're too offended by kill two birds with one stone, why don't we say kill two diets with one steak? There you go. Now you're not actually killing anything. Sorry, ending two diets with one steak. Boom, there you go. The only people you offend are vegans, but who actually cares about their opinion? That is a joke, by the way. Vegans, subscribe for a vegan steak. Disgustingness.
Why do we have to kill the birds? Why is everything so violent?
I don't know. Ask your own people that. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude and say that all black people are violent criminals, because they're not. Most of them are not. But when you look at the statistics from the ones that I saw, like I said, this could be wrong. I'm going off of the research that I did, the statistics I found. I'll try and leave that statistics that I found down in the description. That way, you can see it and you can make your own conclusions about it. I didn't dig that far into it myself, so personally, if it is, incorrect or anything like that, please let me know. And I will add a little note in here somewhere that this section of the video was incorrect. But still, it appears that we are not the most violent. We are the second most violent, which is still bad. Violence is bad.
It's almost like one's language and phrases reflects one's nature.
Then how come I've seen so many people like kill all men? That just means that you're inherently violent based off of her logic and basic logic.
So that new Jeffrey Dahmer movie on Netflix is the perfect example of the sensationalization of white violence. People have a much easier time sympathizing with white criminals.
I have a hard time sympathizing with most violent criminals. Now, I do sympathize with criminals. A lot of them don't have a choice. Well, they do, but they think they don't. They think that crime is their best way out, and it's not. But they're not being taught that in prison. Prison is a system designed to keep you in prison. It's just moronic. It's also moronic to say that, the white people crimes are easier to sympathize with. No. Violent crime, Jeffrey Dahmer, is not easy to sympathize with. I don't care what happened to him. He did not have the right to take innocent lives.
They do with black victims. People think these shows are harmless, but they actually contribute to a much bigger issue.
That being that serial killers are seen as these cool, mysterious bad boy types, when really, no, they're just psychopathic maniacs.
It contributes to the viewpoint that white people are less violent than everyone else.
But the statistics show that we are less violent than some people. And that's just generally. I'm not saying that every white person isn't violent and that every black person is. No, looking at the statistics, white people are quite violent. But so are black people. So are Hispanics. So are apparently other people. Other races, So oh, sorry, white people do third most. I have to correct that from way earlier. I know I said that a while back, but we do the third most violent crimes. That's bad, but still. She's not making sense. She ain't speaking facts.
What's with Caucasian people and their inability to read a fucking room? Y'all act like you don't original Jewish people were black, right?
Yes, I do. I know where the original Bible came from. Yet I hear many leftists. I'm not saying you're one of them. I wouldn't put words into your mouth. This is not her speaking this. This is what I've heard online from other places. Not her. I have to make that very clear. Not her. That the Bible is the white man's religion. However, it does not come from Europe. The original Bible is not from Europe. So, most of it took place in and was written in and was translated in black nations. There's nothing rude, offensive, or anything about it. It's just the truth.
White people do not need to explain to anybody about us all bleeding red because, baby, you all are
Do not talk down to me.
the people that need to learn that lesson. Clearly, history shows that you all are the people that like to pillage and eradicate, enslave, and oppress.
Horse crap. Horse crap. What do you think that the Muslims did to the white Christians? The black Muslims did to the white Christians. They were bloody brutal to them. They enslaved them. They had some of the worst heinous crimes done against them. Yet I'm not hearing that in the history books. It's kind of odd.
Attempt to suppress greatness because you all simply don't have it.
Right? Here go y'all cum goblins
Ugh.
who don't even live in the fucking city. Which, by the way, the Q-tip people are the last ones to ever talk about somebody stealing anything. Y'all wouldn't be in this country had it not been for y'all stealing it.
How do you know that? How do you know that my ancestors did any of that? I'm pretty sure that my ancestors came over during the Great Potato Famine. Not during the original slave trade. So, you're kind of off on that one. Also, indentured servants. They may not have been slaves, but they were darn near close to it.
But y'all are more focused on people looting and trying to get necessities and things that they need. And yes, a TV is a fucking necessity.
No, it's not. A TV is not something you need. In fact, take that TV and shove it where the sun don't shine, because it is not a necessity. Something a necessity is like food, soap, I don't know, water. Not a TV. You can live without a TV. You cannot live without food or water. And that's the bloody truth. They're trying to make necessities seem like everything. They're like, oh, they're just stealing the necessities. And then you have this crazy lady who's like, well, the TV is a necessity. No, it's not. Like I said, take that TV and shove it up your butt.
You feel like you're better than because people are out here stealing and you would never. First of all, if you are a mayo monster, that is how your ancestors got everything.
Horse crap, you know nothing about my ancestors. You know nothing about where they came from. You know nothing about what they went through. You know nothing, yet you pretend to know everything. Sorry if I got quite a bit emotional there, but that's the bloody truth.
From stealing. People
And that's a behavior that's very common among white women.
Why do you have to say white like that? Just say like a normal bloody person. Are you so thin-skinned that you can't even say white? Grow up hair. Oh wait, no, you're a woman.
You may have not intended
Get a pair of brain cells or something. Because right now, you only have one and it's fighting for 5th place.
that, but there are many white women who act exactly like you.
If you can find it in your heart this holiday season to donate to the discriminated white fund, you'd be helping millions.
He says high protein like cicadas and cheese. Make sure you...
And nothing says caucasity like that, right?
Caucasity? Bruh. Y'all just making up words that don't mean nothing. I'm gonna be real. That just means whatever you want it to mean. Oh, white person breathe a little too loud? Caucasity. Bruh.
What caucasity looks like. Roaming Asian grocery stores like it's an amusement park.
No, they're bloody not. Also, I saw English on that wall. Actually, let's take a look at her. Let's take a look at the I assume woman. I'm not trying to assume everything here. Let's look at what frame is it that it switches over. We'll have to go back to this doofus.
What caucasity looks like.
Dadgummit, I missed her. Dadgummit! My mouse pad, I'm sorry guys. Look at this is fresh meat. Also, if I walk into the local food line right now and I was like, oh, look at all these black people looking around like it's an amusement park at these white dishes. Excuse me? That don't sound good. Because it ain't good. That don't sound right because it ain't right. It's just bloody moronic. Bloody heck. These people are so stupid. Like when you say the exact same things against them, they're all offended. As they should be. You should be offended. But yet they can say it to you. There's some logic that ain't logic in there. And it doesn't look like they're roaming around like it's an amusement park. It looks like they're just shopping. What if they're trying to make a neat Asian dish? And they need a Asian ingredient. What if they're just looking for that? Like, it's so moronic. You're not entitled to the store just because it's run by, or typically, Asian. You don't own the world. Now, you can ask them to leave because you're a private company. That is the right of the company to say. They can ask anyone who they want to leave. But I can always complain about it.
Explain to me why white people don't wear shoes outdoor, but wear shoes inside.
Bruh. How do you know that I do wear shoes indoors? And I do because it makes life so much easier. Instead of having to go to the door, throw on your pair of shoes, and then leave, you just have your shoes on and leave. It makes things more efficient. It is literally more efficient. You can say, oh, it's dirty, but it's literally not. I mean, I guess it could be, but we have dogs. They track mud in anyway. Why are white people, what? They're dancing? I don't understand. Can someone explain this one to me in the comments? I ain't getting this one.
Both white women. We are inherently a danger in spaces for black, indigenous, and other people of...
Oh, I'm sorry. You're a white woman, so you're inherently dangerous. I'm sorry. You look so threatening, miss. I can't take this seriously.
Simply by existing.
No. Simply by existing, you have done nothing. Simply by existing in those spaces, you have done nothing.
It's white cis men who are part of the far right-wing ideology of fascism.
The right-wing ideology of fascism. Okay. How come, though, the leftists have gone so far left that they're starting to sound like the right? I don't think that's how it's supposed to be.
That is a true threat in the terrorism to this country.
Whoa. You're calling us terrorists? Wow.
If BIPOCs stand in the street and scream at the top of their lungs, I hate all white people, I want all white people to go die, die white devil, you cracker bitch.
Do you know what cracker means? It was originally used as a derogatory term of people cracking, mostly white people, cracking the slave whips. It is a inherently racist term because you're assuming all white people are slave owners. You know nothing of my ancestors.
That's still not racism.
It literally is.
You're not one of the good white people, Heather. Stop separating us from the bad white people. Don't sit out there in comments and say, we don't claim them. We are them.
No, we are not. I'm not racist. I treat everybody with respect. If they lose my respect, then I do not treat them with respect. And if they earn the respect, then hey, they get treated with respect. That's how it's supposed to be.
We are the ones shooting up schools.
We are? Excuse me, I don't remember going to school Tuesday and be like, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. You know, it's just a white person thing. So, nothing personal, Jimmy, but, like, no, that ain't happening.
We are the ones raping people.
Excuse me? No, I am not. I have never done that. Never will do that. Because that's evil. That is objectively evil. If you don't know, my morals are based in the Bible, and I'm pretty sure the Bible is very clear. You don't rape women.
Enslaving people.
And I'll say it.
We are not the ones enslaving people. I've never enslaved anybody. If she has enslaved people, then, she's wacko. You know, like, I'm sorry, she's a wacko. But, last time I checked, I never enslaved anybody. No one I know has ever enslaved anybody. No one I know has ever been enslaved by anybody, so.
I hate being white. Which means I'm one of the good ones.
If you hate being white, then you're not good. You have a mental health issue and you should go see a therapist.
All white people are inherently racist. And you
No, we are not. All of us are not inherently racist. She's racist, but I'm not.
racist against white people.
Based off of the definition of racism, yes, but it's not gonna hurt them and hurt their opportunities. Like,
This one sounds really stupid to me because if we're taking into account racism, if someone yells a derogatory term at a black person, is that going to hurt their opportunity of getting a job? Now, if they're going to get a job and their employer discriminates based off of race, take that crap to court, man. Make absolute bank. Fight it in court, not on the streets. Come on, man. Get your money up, not your funny up, bro. Come on. It ain't that deep. But honestly, if you are discriminated against race, I understand that it does happen occasionally. And it sucks. But that's the great thing about living in the free market. If one company doesn't hire black people, they're going to go out of business really, really quickly. You know why? Because black people are a lot of the workforce, just like white people. Women and men are all integral to the workforce. So if you're not hiring an entire group of people that are integral to the workforce, then you're not going to have anybody doing work, and you're going to go out of business fairly quickly. It's that easy. That's the great thing about the free market.
it does people of color. Well, technically you can. It's not like an issue.
So if I said you can be racist at black people, but that's not an issue, excuse me. No, that is a very big issue. But it's only a problem when it goes one way.
You can't oppress the oppressor.
You can't oppress the oppressor. But now you're saying since we are oppressed, we are acting as the oppressor now. But it's not oppressing since you were the oppressor.
Why do people not?
Oh, shut up. I'm sorry, I'm getting more and more tired as this goes on. Girl says you can't be racist to white people.
Understand that you can't be racist to white people. It's
Excuse me? You very well can be.
impossible. The system is not set up that way.
The system is not set up that way. It's not set up anyway. It's not set up to be discriminatory against anybody. The system is not the problem. See, that's the problem. All these people are like, the system, man, the systems, the systems, the systems, the system. It's not the systems, it's the culture, it's how we raise our children. That is the issue. Not the systems that we have in place here in America. I don't know about the UK, y'all might be tweaking.
You can insult white people, but it is not racism. Me calling a white person a tub of mayonnaise and like a flower looking ass, that's not racism.
You went all the way to Africa.
It is. I'm guessing she's gonna use the whole power plus privilege or whatever, but I don't have that much power. And I don't have that much privilege. Because I'm not rich. And I'm not in a position of power. That easy. I can control myself, what I do, how I react to the world around me. That I can control. For the majority.
That you physically take black people from their homes.
What'd you say?
You went all the way to Africa to physically take black people from their...
Well, it's very rude of you to assume that I did any of that. I did not. And as I said previously, most of my ancestors came over during the Great Potato Famine. So... Ooh, better luck next time.
Homes, shoved them in on boats where a lot of them got diseases and died. Told them where they could sit on a bus. Told them...
Now, I wasn't around during segregation. I don't know if my great-grandparents were racist. I doubt they would, considering that my grandparents are not racist. My parents are not racist. I am not racist. My sisters are not racist. That's at least 3 generations of no racism. I don't think she understands. I'm not saying that this wasn't terrible things. These were all awful things. They did happen. But it's rude of you to assume that every white person did it.
Bathrooms they could use, and that's sugarcoating it. Those are just terms. I'm not even describing all the disgusting things that happen. And
okay, why don't we start discussing some of the disgusting things that happen to white Christians at the hands of Muslims. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. Some have described it as the worst slave labor. Yeah, they're not teaching that in the history books. And like I said, I'm not trying to downplay the severity of what happened to black people. Slavery was awful. It was not just a moral failure. It was also a economical failure. It was just a failure that society should be moving on from, and is moving on from. The only people who keep bringing up slavery and how white people enslaved the black people are people like this.
they don't even want revenge.
I think you've missed some of the TikToks back here, bro. Some of them do want revenge. I heard one lady say that white people should be enslaved one time. I'm like, bro, what? Just to experience what we went through. Or what they went through. I'm like, bruh. Shove it up your butt.
They are letting you guys skate by asking for equal rights?
Which they have. They have equal opportunity. You know, the only thing holding them back? Themselves. They're not reaching their potential. They're not doing what they were put here to do. I believe everyone is here for a purpose. And that you should try your best at everything you do. Whether you want to or not. You always try your best. You want to reach your potential. You want to be the best you can be. The only thing holding you back is you.
That's it? And you're still saying no?
What do you mean we're still saying no? They already have equal rights.
They are not as angry as they should be.
They shouldn't be that angry. I mean, they should be angry that their past generations were enslaved. but be angry at the people who enslaved them, not the modern day people who did nothing wrong. I didn't choose to be born white. Just like this lady didn't choose to be born Asian. And that's a fact. And if you look past that fact, you are simply moronic.
Y'all are getting off easy, and you're still.
We are getting off easy? You know nothing about me. Absolutely nothing.
Saying no? Fuck you.
Why are you saying frick me? I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't enslave anybody. Oh yeah, bloody heck, these people are morons. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. If you didn't, leave a dislike and tell me what you think my entire channel is dog water. And please, if I have made some mistakes, critique me. I knew I would disagree with most of these, but I always try and look at the opposite side. Just to see what they're saying, see if maybe they have some good arguments. I do this in the Christian-atheist debate. I always try and look at the atheist side of things and see it from their perspective. And I think that always gives you a better take. It always gives you chances to improve yourself and the arguments you make. So, there you go. And, to everyone who is watching, have a nice day.
Love yourself. That's all I gotta say. If you look in the mirror and hate yourself, love yourself. Yes, you should love yourself now. Yes, you should. Because I do.